Namaste and welcome to this special video. Apart from our YouTube channel, we also have a podcast called Adhvaitha Decoding Reality podcast. I only speak with selected people here. I speak with people from whom I can learn and you can learn from. And recently we did an interview with AiR. AiR is a spiritual mentor. He's an author of more than 80 books and he teaches non-duality in his own simple way with his own terminologies and concepts. And this is the first part of the interview that we did. In this video, we will go into the backstory of AiR. We will understand what exactly enlightenment is. We will discuss a lot about the nature of ego and we will understand non-duality. And I think you will find this conversation really interesting. So make sure to watch this till the end and let me know in the comments how you found this conversation. Before we start, I'll just mention you a small story. So when we were young, our parents were, they used to take me, my brother, my cousins to Bangalore, and we used to visit Kempfort. So I have a lot of experiences there, and that amazing toys and the games and the huge Shiva, that statue and all that. I still remember the glimpses of it, and I was, I didn't know that it was all from you. When I was, reading about you, I learned more about that. So I just wanted to say that, just to mention, just to start with your story. So it has been a fascinating journey for you so far, from a successful businessman, from a developer to being a spiritual teacher. So just take a few minutes to talk about your story before this. What was life like before all this?
So, Sujan, like you rightly said, people know my life as the life of kids camp and Kempfort.
Yeah.
And it's good that you saw the Shiva temple.
Yeah.
And I was praying to Shiva. I was praying to Shiva for 40 years and kept on praying. And my bhakti was so strong that my bhakti ultimately became bhakti yoga. And I evolved from that journey of Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya to Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. So yes, the journey, I always tell people this, that my first 15, 16 years were just years of a child. Then it took me 25 years, 2.5 decades of success and success from one peak to another peak. And I thought that success is happiness. And I went on going from one peak of happiness to a higher peak, and one Maruti car to Mercedes and to limousine, and you keep on having more pleasure and pleasure. And what you think, you start to believe that this is what life is.
Yes.
You start thinking that success is happiness. But in reality, I realized after 25 years that success is not happiness. I mean, I realized that it was 25 years that it took me to go on a talash, go on a quest. My guru, he made me realize that there's a deeper meaning, there's a deeper purpose. And so therefore, 25 years was just more money, more success, more achievement. That was life all about for 25 years. And then one day I shut my business because I got I was working so hard, and I realized that life was more than that, just making money. I started doing humanitarian work. I built this temple of Shiva, which came out of the blue from nowhere, from my faith in Lord Shiva. And then, and then it happened that from nowhere I got a flash from Shiva that built a Shiva statue, and there was no money, there was no land, but there was a vision from Shiva And for me, Shiva was everything. For me, my bhakti, my faith, going to the temple, the Sringeri Shankaracharya came and inaugurated that the statue, and there were millions of people who came. So all I'm saying is that my journey evolved. I don't know how, what is the magic, but 25 years of success in business. On the one side, a faith in Lord Shiva. On the other side, we built 2 ashrams for taking care of destitutes from the street. Hundreds and thousands, tens of thousands of people we must have picked from the street, and we fed them and clothed them and put them back on their feet. So this is the background to my story. 25 years from 16 to 40 was the journey. Then I shut my business. And for about 5 to 8 years, 5 years, I was just traveling around the whole world, discovering Iceland and Finland and Greenland and New Zealand, and kept on going till I went to Antarctica. And in Antarctica, I was playing with the penguins, and my life was blissful. I mean, people would look at me and say, "Your life is so beautiful. What more do you want in life?" But then I realized that my guru made me understand there is a purpose. My guru made me understand that there is a deeper purpose, there is meaning. And then I decided to go on a talash. I went on a quest, I went on a search, and I got an awakening. People think to get an awakening is something very mystical and magical, and they think that, to be enlightened is something non-human. No, it is only human. It is only a human being who can be enlightened. And every human being has a right to be enlightened. So with that is the background, I went on a search. I bought hundreds of books from Ramakrishna Mission, from Chinmaya Mission. I bought all the books of Swami Sivananda, Divine Life Society. Whether it was Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, read the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita. Went to Adi Shankara's texts in detail, Viveka Chudamani, Aparoksh Anubhuti, Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha. I went through hundreds and thousands of texts and books. And suddenly on the 31st of August 2014, I got that spark. So that is the background to that spark, where I got that, what in your words, since your channel is called Adhvaitha, that spark which makes us realize the non-duality, which makes us realize the oneness between me and the divine, that me and God are not separate, we are one. That was the realization on 31st of August 2014.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So let's come to that exact point of realization, right? So I'm very fascinated with the concept of enlightenment. Of course, studying about that in scriptures and reading it from books is different, and experiencing it firsthand is very different. So coming to that exact point of enlightenment, how was that for you, and how was life right before that and after that? How did life change?
So Sujan, when we get knowledge, we can get knowledge in a college. You can go and you can read a book and you can pick up knowledge, correct?
Yes.
So I read. What did I read? I read Tattva Bodha. I read that this body has got a brain, a kidney, heart, lungs, blood, bone, tissue. I read all these things. 5 layers of the body, Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. We read. I got all the knowledge. I had knowledge. What is the knowledge? This body will die.
Yes.
Okay. When this body dies, why will my family burn the body? Because I am not the body. The family understands I have left the body. Correct? What do people say? He passed away. So got the knowledge. First there was all pieces of knowledge. I am not the body. Then I tried to find mind. I did so many studies of Drik, Drisya, Viveka, the seen, the seer, this is the object, this is the subject. I did all the studies. I got the knowledge. But on the 31st August 2014, one Sunday morning, I took a flight from Paris to Bangalore. I put all those realizations. What realization? I am not body. I am not the mind. Therefore, I cannot be the ego. I am the soul. What is Atma? Atma is SOUL, spark of unique life. Then who is God? Where is God? Is God an old man sitting up in the sky above the clouds, long white beard? How when we are children, we are taught the lie that God lives in the sky. So all these pieces of knowledge, there were some realizations that I had over the talash. I used to go on retreat before 2012 and 2013. I had some knowledge. For example, anybody can, you and me are talking, anybody can listen. What is the problem? It's understandable. It is not a difficulty.
Yes.
But on that day, on the 31st of August, what they call that aha moment, I got that awakening. What is that awakening? OMG. Oh my God, I am not Ravi. I am not Ravi. I am the Atma in Ravi. I am Atma in Ravi. Atma in Ravi. As I kept writing, I am AiR, air. Now when this realization came, what's that feeling? You fool. The feeling came, hey you fool, what are you doing? What are you wasting your time? Next morning, not after 2 days, next morning, 1st September 2014, I shut everything. I said, I'm not doing. I will not sign check. I will not run business. I will not do it. Why? This is called awakening. Awakening is that moment, then when you awaken, then there's a transformation. Awakening means the moment when that worm that's like a caterpillar that's crawling, the moment you become a butterfly, your wings are open and you're flying, that feeling that I am no more a worm, it's over. Yes. That is the kind of feeling. That feeling. And it's not that, it's not a feeling of being superhuman. It's not a feeling of ego becoming blossoming or no. That realizing that I am nothing, realizing that I have become one with the divine. That flash came to me, Aham Brahmasmi. That flash came to me, Neti Tattvamasi. All this I read before. Yeah. But I could not put the pieces together. I always, in out of my 82 books, one of the book is called a spiritual jigsaw puzzle. So it was like in the flight, Air France flight AF192, I was putting the pieces of the puzzle in a piece of paper. I was writing. Suddenly, Sujan, suddenly when you put all the pieces of a puzzle together, suddenly what happens? Oh, you see the picture. So the picture emerged. What is the picture? Not this. You are that.
Yeah.
That picture, that moment, that spark, that feeling of awakening, that ananda, that bliss came in that moment.
And it is such a fascinating thing, right? Because even before that moment, you had already understood everything. Obviously, most of the texts that you mentioned, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Aparokshanubhuti, Viveka, all this I have studied. So technically, you understood everything even before that moment. And the same body, the same mind, everything was there even before that, and the same thing continues, the same knowledge continues. But yeah, I know that it is very difficult for the mind to understand what enlightenment is. But I was wondering what exactly shifts there, or what connection happens in that moment, so that all this conceptual, intellectual knowledge becomes experiential in one moment. So yeah.
So actually, it's like this, Sujan. See, you are completely clear of what we are talking. This knowledge we have got.
Yes.
But it's like, it's like putting water in a refrigerator. The refrigerator is chill. The water is in the ice tray. We have put it. But that water, there is no crystallization. The moment that water has crystallization, it is no more water. It becomes ice.
Yes.
So the knowledge, when the knowledge goes through that transformation, there is realization. The problem is people have to understand the difference between knowledge and realization. Knowledge is knowledge. Knowledge is not realization.
Yes.
So you can be a jnani, you can start with jigyasu, mumukshu, then you can be a yogi. But to get to that level of a Buddha, to get to that level where you become a Jivan Mukta, no, that awakening, that spark has to come. So you said very interestingly, the mind does not understand the realization. Something you said, I don't know about the mind.
Like mind
Sujan,
cannot conceive what enlightenment is what I think. Yeah.
No, sorry to say, the mind is stopping the enlightenment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because the moment you are enlightened, then there is no mind.
Yeah.
The mind disappears. The mind is blocking.
Yes.
The mind is telling you are Sujan. The mind is telling, how can you be God? The mind is telling, you mad fellow. Are you mad? You tell somebody, I am God. They tell, pagal, you mad fellow. God, Krishna is in Vaikuntha, man. What you are talking? How can you be Krishna? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So then when the realization comes, many people ask me, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, you are God. I say, no, Aham Brahmasmi does not mean I am God. Aham Brahmasmi means I am nothing. Only God is.
Only God exists.
Only God is.
Yeah.
Only God is.
Yes.
What I appear to be is not me. I am nothing, but it's like the ring. The ring appears to be, but there is no ring. Only gold is.
Yes.
If you remove the gold, then where is the ring? Then there is no ring. Since you've studied Vivekananda, I think he has also given this example.
Yes.
The ring is only a manifestation of gold.
Yeah.
You and me, we are manifestations. But there is no realization. Sujan, 99% of this world don't want to even listen to this podcast.
Yes.
They are not interested. For them, they don't want enlightenment. They want entertainment.
Yeah.
For them, entertainment means pleasure is happiness. Now, pleasure is not happiness. They are not even starting the talash, the quest, the search. Many people, I'm writing my new book. My new book is called Spiritual Initiation. Many people, they come and tell me, Guruji, will you do initiation? I say, what is this initiation you want to do? No, many gurus, they will touch the head, then they will give secret mantra in the ear, then we are initiated. I said, what is so great about being initiated? You can initiate means to start.
Yes.
Anybody can start the journey of God realization, right? So just to conclude your question, knowledge, anybody can have.
Yes.
Realization, 1% who go on a quest, of that 1%, I think Vivekananda also says, only 1% gets the realization.
Yeah.
So 1 in 10,000 will get the realization. And 1 in 10 lakhs will ultimately, of course, this is some numbers cannot be exactly proved.
Yeah.
But 1 in 10 lakh people may be liberated from this samsara, this maya, this leela or bhoga. It's like that.
But the good thing about this pursuit is, in our community, we create content around all this a lot, and the more people go into it, the more I go into it. Even keeping enlightenment aside, just the pursuit itself will give us fulfillment. Understanding this reality more and more, understanding what this ego is and going beyond this ego, just by it, that journey itself is obviously more fulfilling than what I used to do before. So yeah, at least that fulfillment is there in the journey. But I think that absolute fulfillment is possible through that enlightenment.
Sujan, yes and no, Sujan. See, let me say, the people who are only partly in this journey, then they are neither here nor they are there, Sujan. So what they are doing, Sujan? So first, at one point, the samsara is pulling them. Yeah. Samsara is telling, come, let's go for a movie, let's watch match, let's buy a new mobile phone. One direction we are going. Yeah. Then when they are coming on the spiritual path, then the friends are laughing at them. What man, you fool, you are doing this. No doubt, see, when you start with meditation, contemplation, even if there is no realization, that will give you peace.
Yes.
And peace is the foundation of happiness. So no doubt what you're saying is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Pleasure is not happiness. Pleasure is ephemeral. Pleasure is momentary. It will come and go.
Yeah.
But eternal bliss will forever, it will flow. But the intermediate, what you spoke, that pursuit of enlightenment is fulfilling.
Yeah.
But we do not even experience 1% of the ananda that comes from that Satchit Anand, from being in that state of awakening. That, of course, I think we must give it. It is not a matter of whether you can be enlightened or not. You can.
Yes.
Anybody can be enlightened. Anybody. If a person says, I will not take no for an answer. Prabhu, 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 I want God, I want God, I want God. If the pursuit is passionate,
Yes.
you will be enlightened, according to me.
Yeah. Swami Vivekananda also says, if you show the amount of interest to spirituality that you show to your business, to your career, that's sufficient for you to take to enlightenment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is not a high tech. It is not a complicated matter, no, Sujan.
Yeah.
It's not that you need to have wings like a bird to fly up to the moon. No, it's nothing.
It's my own nature that
is-
I'm pursuing. Yeah.
It is the ability to go, what Buddha said, apo dipo bhava. Buddha said, go on that inner voyage. What Ramana Maharishi said, Nan yar. Find out, who am I? Tell me, why is it so difficult? You know it. Why is it so difficult to understand I am not this body? When I was born, 9 months before my so-called birthday, there was no body. Where was the body?
Yes.
This body is keeping on changing. Why is it so difficult to realize? We say my hand, my ear.
Yeah. I think for me at least, when I contemplate on this, when I study this deeply, when I listen to, some deep lectures, and at that moment, the momentary glimpses are there. Obviously, if I sit in meditation and look at what this ego is, the ego vanishes. There is nothing called as Sujan. Like it's all made up that we can understand. But to sustain that, but again, once we wake up and once we get involved with the world, again, the mind is active and there are thoughts. So sustaining that is the question.
No, so there is a method. The method, Sujan, is this.
Yeah.
See, suppose you are so keen on the subject. Now, what happens is we remain in a state of yoga. Now, people think yoga means asana. People think yoga means pranayama. No. Even Patanjali has clearly told, yoga is niyama, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So even Patanjali, who has brought about this asana and pranayama, explains, if we want enlightenment, we must remain in a state of yoga. So Sujan, if I go from yoga, bhoga, bhoga, yoga, bhoga, bhoga, I cannot be enlightened. Just to give you an example, if I put water in the fridge, if I switch on the power, I off the fridge, I on the fridge, I off the fridge, I on the fridge, I off the fridge. Will ice ever be formed?
No.
Ice cannot. You make a cup of tea. You keep tea there, you on the stove, you off the stove, you on the stove, you off the stove. The chai cannot be made. The challenge for people, even Vivekananda speaks beautifully on this, how to remain in a state of yoga. How to spend some time in dhyana yoga, meditation, then go to bhakti yoga, devotion, if you are a bhakta, go to karma yoga, do action, then go to jnana yoga, be on watching podcasts, be reading books. I discovered the fifth yoga, the yoga of manifestation. I call it prema yoga. Prema yoga means how to love God. People want to love God. They think by bhakti they can love God. No, bhakti is not prema. Prema means how you love your beloved. Today, if you have a girlfriend, how you are madly in love with that girlfriend. Can you be madly in love with God? So what I discovered, imagine you treat your girlfriend not as a premi, but as a devi. If you see your girlfriend not as a girl, but as a goddess, if you see the goddess and you treat her with divinity, then you remain in yoga, not because you love the skin. You love the divine that dwells within. So Sujan, I was telling you, if we remain in this state of yoga, so now outside my office, I have small birds, small cute birds. I don't see the bird. I see God. I see a squirrel. When a squirrel comes, I see God. When a dove comes, I see God. When the flowers are on the tree, I see God. So this is a challenge. How to be able to remain in a state of yoga. What you said just now, Sujan, what you said, we go from this knowledge realization, we go into the samsara. We go to the world.
Yes.
Then what happens, Sujan? Once we go to samsara, what happens?
Our mind gets tangled with the samsara. Yeah.
Then gone. Then this is my car, this is my house, this is my girlfriend. Why my girlfriend is looking at that guy? And then what samosa to eat and which biryani to eat and which butter masala is better, this restaurant or idli dosa. Finished. Then we are gone. How does this matter? How does it matter? Rahul Gandhi, what Rahul Gandhi is telling Narendra Modi and Narendra Modi replying to Rahul Gandhi, and this goes on. If you get stuck in that debate, Sujan, what happens then, Sujan?
Nothing happens. We get stuck.
Beautifully said. Nothing. It's a complete waste of time, waste of life.
Correct.
And you forget God. You forget the pursuit of God. Who is God? Where is God? What is God? Then we believe in our religion. Our religion tells just do this mantra, do this puja. Do we ask the question, what is the meaning of this puja? Why I must do like this? Blindly we are doing the puja. Blindly we are following. So this is the way. I'm saying, I hope I'm not elaborating too much. I don't know whether I'm elaborating too much.
It was a clear explanation. Yeah. So, sir, and like I just wanted to understand from your perspective, how is your life after this experience? Like, does your mind, like, will your mind ever trouble you, like, for anything? Like, because there are challenges in life, right? Like, there are many things that happen which affect us. So for a person who has gone through that, how will life be like? Does nothing affect him?
So, Sujan, as you're talking to me, can I deny that this is my body? Can I deny this is the body that I am in? Can I deny? No. I am talking to Sujan. That's why even my name is Atma in Ravi.
Yeah.
So I cannot deny I am Atma.
Yes.
So this, I am explaining clearly, this realization is what? You are not Sujan. You are the soul in Sujan. You are the Atma in Sujan.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Now when the realization comes, what happens? What is the future? What is the feeling? You talked about the mind. So Sujan, have you ever seen the mind? No. Have you seen what is the color of the mind? No. What is the shape of the mind? What is the... Nobody in this world, if you give a prize in your channel, you put a prize, I sponsored by me. Anybody who shows the mind, we will give 1 crore prize. You think anybody can show the mind to us?
No.
No, because the mind cannot be shown, Sujan. Why? The mind cannot be shown because the mind does not exist. The mind seems to exist. The mind appears to be because many thoughts, when many thoughts get together, that becomes M-I-N-D. Mind is misery, ignorance, negativity and desires. This is mind. When a person is awakened, when a person gets that spark, then he locks the mind. He blocks the mind. How you lock the mind and block the mind? Just like you build a dam. When you build a dam, then the water will still go, or you can block the water?
We can block the water whenever it is needed, yeah.
When you build a dam.
Yeah.
So an enlightened person, he moves from a state of mind to a state of consciousness. In the state of consciousness, the viveka, the intellect is awake. The intellect will lock the mind. It will block the mind. Now there is no mind. Now only there is thoughts. How the thought appears, Sujan? Thought will appear one by one.
Yes.
Gently. Like in a cable car. How the cable car comes slowly, one by one cable car.
Yeah.
It comes in order. So otherwise, what the mind is doing? Mind is creating fear, worry, stress, anxiety, regret, shame and guilt. The mind is creating depression. For the awakened person, there is no mind. There are only thoughts as he lives in consciousness. The ego, apart from the mind, the next thing for an awakened person, normally the ego was creating 7 monsters. The ego was creating anger, hate, revenge, jealousy, pride, greed and selfishness. For an awakened person, the ego is enlightened. What's the meaning? Ego is enlightened means the awakened person says, I am not I. The awakened person does not say there is no I, but the awakened person says, I am not I. You're getting right what I'm saying?
But the word, I read it from you that the enlightened ego, but that word seems like it's a contradiction, right, sir? Because ego is by its nature darkness and enlightenment is light, and we are putting it both together.
There is no contradiction. Let's good question. So let us discuss this question. You say the enlightened ego is a contradiction, correct? This is your submission.
It at least sounds like a contradiction. Yes.
So Sujan, as long as we are not enlightened, we use the word I.
Yes.
Every day we use the word I.
Yes.
I am Sujan. This is my house. Adhvaitha is my channel. This is mine. That is mine. I, me, and mine is the ego is telling. Correct.
Correct.
But when the man is realized that I am not this body, I am not the mind, then who am I?
I am the infinite
If
consciousness.
Then how can this channel be mine? How can this house be mine? When I am not the identity which I have as Sujan, when I am not Sujan in reality, then how can I own something that Sujan owns? When Sujan is, this is Sujan's car, but I am not Sujan, then how can this be my car? So when the ego is enlightened, Sujan, the ego, for example, let me give you an example. I can get angry at you. Normally I can get angry at you.
Yeah.
But when I realize I am not the body, I am the Atma. You are not the body, you are Atma. Your Atma, my Atma, both are Paramatma. If I realize, then will I get angry at you?
No.
Will the right eye get angry at left eye?
No.
Has your right hand ever smashed your left hand?
No.
Because this you know. What you know? This is also my hand, this is also my hand. But let somebody come and put their hand in your pocket and take out your purse. Will you keep quiet?
No.
we cannot keep quiet. Nah. We will immediately react.
Yeah.
But the enlightened ego, there's no contradiction. The enlightened ego, so Sujan, just to clarify, the ego cannot go away. Many people say you should kill the ego. Cannot. You cannot kill the ego. Why you cannot kill the ego? Till you are alive.
Yes.
Till you are alive, the ego is, but the ego can be enlightened. Then you are, the ego says, I am not I.
So this,
I hope I've clarified.
Yeah. So, and this ego is what we are born with, and every animal, every bird, everything has this identity for itself. And
absolutely.
And for an enlightened person, when he is awake, he is simply playing a game with this ego. He knows that he is not that, but he that he plays a game. And let's say an enlightened person sits in meditation and he completely, enters Samadhi. At that point, there is no enlightened ego.
No, at that point, there is nothingness. Correct. When you're in Samadhi, what are you?
He's one with the infinite.
But even in that one with the infinite, he is aware. He is aware that he is in Samadhi. That awareness is there. That awareness that I am Sujan, I am in Samadhi, and I am not Sujan. I am not dead. You are when a person in Samadhi, are they dead or they know they are alive?
They know they are alive, I think. Yeah.
They know they are alive. That if they don't know they are alive, think about it, then they have gone to sleep. Then they have reached the state of sushupti. In sushupti, in the state of sushupti, there is a state of non-apprehension. See, in a Jagrat state, there is apprehension. In Swapna state, there is misapprehension. In sushupti state, there is non-apprehension. Correct?
Yes.
In Samadhi state, what is there?
There must be apprehend, because it should be, they have to be conscious there. Yeah.
There is Satchit Anand.
Yes.
You enjoy that state of Satchit Anand, what the Buddha called nirvana. You enjoy that nirvana. So tell me one thing now. You tell me. You please tell me, Sujan, since you are so advanced. If you are enjoying Satchit Anand and if you are enjoying nirvana, then the enlightened ego is there or not there? No, wait. Let me put one more question to you. If I am enjoying Satchit Anand, then what's the difference about me enjoying and you not enjoying? Are we both enjoying?
No.
Who's enjoying?
The one who is enlightened.
So who's that one?
That is the ego.
That is the Atma. That is the state of being in the Atmic state. But that awareness is there. I am not the body mind. The body mind is not enjoying the Satchitanand. It is the pure consciousness. What they call this pure consciousness, when the pure consciousness becomes one with the supreme consciousness, with the divine consciousness. Practically, is it becoming one, or the connection is there. The connection is there, but it has not yet become one till the moment of moksha, till the moment of death.
Okay. Subscribe to Adhvaitha to wake up. Shivoham.